Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. See you again in our class. It's about issues in international business. So today I will continue my lectures on chapter 5 that is about issues in productions. Okay, when we'll deal business at international level, international business consists of transactions that desire and carry out across national border to satisfy the objective of individuals, companies, and organizations. International business concern on economic system of exchanging goods and service conduct between individual and business in multiple countries. And specific entities such as multinational corporations, or we call MNC, an international business company which engage in business between multiple countries. International business cause the flow of ideas, service, capital, and product. In international business, you are involved with international trade, which is import and export goods or service across country with different political economics. Productions. So what is productions? Productions is activity creating a product. Each stage of the process or activity is a value-added process, and a product that you produce in organizations is something that gonna give you a benefit or profit to the organizations. Production management has become recognized as important in organizations and the country economy. International business or production management in international business focus on economic efficiency in manufacturing. In this topic, will help you to explain about why global production and supply chain management decision of the conceptual of the central importance to many global companies. In this topic, explain how country differences, production technology, and production factors all affect the choice of where to locate production activities. And then recognize how the role of foreign subsidiaries in productions can be enhanced over time as they accumulate knowledge. Identify the factors that influence a firm's decision of whether to source suppliers from within the companies or foreign suppliers. Understand the function of logistics and purchasing resource within global supply chains, and describe what is required to efficiently manage a global supply chain. For introduction, we have a few questions to be answered later on when we finish these lectures. First questions: where should production facilities be located? Second questions: what should be the long-term strategic role of foreign production sites? And the third question for this lecture is: should the firm own foreign production activity, or is it better to outsource those activities to independent vendors? Next question: how should globally dispensed supply chains be managed? And what is the role of information technology in the management of global logistics, purchasing resource, outsourcing, and operations? And the last question is: should the company manage global supply chain itself, or should it outsource the management to enterprises that specialize in the activities? Introduction to productions. First, we go to definition of productions. Productions defined as a planning, implementations, and control of industrial productions to process to ensure smooth and efficient operations. Production management techniques are used in both manufacturing and service industry. Simply, production management is a process of planning, organizing, directing, and controlling the activities of production function. Here are some characteristics of production management. Production management's concern with manufacturing. Its output is tangible, job use less labor and more equipment, and there is no customer participation in the production management process. Strategy, production, and supply chain management. One of the strategy in a production is value creation activities. Value creation activities consist of productions, include activity involved in creation product, activity whereby resource flowing within defined system were combined and transformed in a controlled manner to add value in accordance with the policy communicated by management. And second activity or part of the value creation activity in a production is supply chain management is the integration and coordination of the logistic, purchasing, operations, and market channel activities from raw material to the end of customer. Strategy, production, and supply chain management continue. So now we move to talk about strategy objective in productions. Strategy objective number of the production is actually to ensure that total cost of moving raw material to finished good is low as possible for the provided to the end of customer, and to increase product or service quality by establishing process-based quality standard and eliminating defective raw material, eliminating components part defects, and product from a manufacturing process and supply chain. By focusing on this, a production should embedded in a both of upstream and downstream portion of the supply chain. Upstream here class refer to material inputs needed for productions, and downstreams here refer to the opposite end, where the products get produced and distributed. Okay, by focusing on the strategic objective, it will help the organizations to save costs in terms of material, production time, working time, and number of employees in the process of the production itself. Strategy, production, and supply chain management continue. Improve quality control, reduce costs, increase productivity by increasing number of production or increase production performance. Next, low rework and scrap costs. So you can save your working time, save energy, save emotions, no waste or reduce number of defect products during the productions. And then reduce warranty costs and times. When you produce good quality product, you increase your higher standard product, and it helps to reduce after service demand and reduce operation time. These figures show the relationship between quality and cost. Improve performance and reliability of your product by increase your productivity and reduce rework time and scrap costs, lead to lower down of the manufacturing costs. On the other hand, businesses, those who improve their performance reliability, can lower down warranty costs and also help to lower service costs. Okay, three of these strategy, that is increase productivity, low rework and scrap costs, and low warranty costs, can help your productions to increase profit of your organizations. Strategy, production, and supply chain management. Six Sigma. Six Sigma involves six processes which are define, measure, analyze, improve, and control. Six Sigma refer to descent of total quality management, so-called DMAIC. Total quality management (TQMs) refer to the management philosophy that takes as its central focus the next to improve the quality of the company's product and service. Statistically based philosophy that aims to reduce defects, boost productivity, eliminate waste, and the cut cost of the production through a company. Okay, we continue to talk about Six Sigma. Now we talk about top 5 principles of Six Sigma. First, Six Sigma involve or concern on consistent and practical approach to reap profitable result. Second, Six Sigma involve a strong problem-solving team. Third is to eliminate variations to improve process. Fourth, aim to increase data accuracy that help find the root cause of the problem and to focus on customer requirements. Strategy, production, and supply chain management continue. International standard. Beside that, in the production, you have to fulfill the international standard ISO 9000. ISO 9000 refer to certification process that requires certain quality standard that must be met when you are doing your business at international level. An ISO 9000 certificate focus on management attention on the needs to improve the quality of product and the process. This certificate required by European Union for firms manufacturing process and product. When you are export your product to European Union, this certificate is compulsory and also as a competitive advantage for you when you are dealing with other countries in the world. Strategy, production, and supply chain management continue. Now we talk about additional international objective. Additional international objective are to ensure that the productions able to accommodate demands for local responsiveness and respond quickly to shift in customer demand. Or in other words, I can say that your business able to provide sufficient amount of products demand by local customer and also you can respond quickly to produce a product based on your customer needs or your customer demand. Where to produce? Where to produce your product when you are doing your business at international level. Process of identifying place to produce required you to consider many factors, for example, countries factors such as political and economic system, culture and relative factors different from one country to another countries. These factors involve rule and regulations, transportation costs, formal and informal trade barriers, and location economics. Sometimes production costs cheaper in that country due to lower labor costs. However, they have higher transportation costs and economy in that location is not so stable. Sometimes you have raw material is cheaper in that country, however their country is higher risk. They were involved in a war at any times. So they have many things that you have to consider, a pro and con before you decide where you have to produce your product. Where to produce? Now we consider technological factors. You as a businesses, you must be able to ensure that technology that you are select in your productions is a fixed cost, no unexpected change in the technology cost, and you have to make sure that you are very clear about minimum efficient scale. Minimum efficient scales refers to the level of output at which most plant level scale economics are exhausted, or minimum number of productions at minimum cost. Okay, another way to explain minimum efficient scale is the lower point in the cost curve at which company can produce its product at a competitive price. Lower than minimum scale, you put more cost in the product, producing less number of product in one production batch. Okay, again class, if you produce a lower than minimum efficient scale, it means that you put more cost in producing less number of product in one production batch. Okay, I give you example like you are making cake. Normally when you buy cake, you have an online sale, you have to fulfill their minimum order. Example cake, one oven can bake 4 cakes at one time. If you produce only one cake, you lose chances of baking another 3 cakes. So cost of baking one cake similar with baking 4 cakes. So the same goes to the productions. You have to operate at a minimum operation scale to achieve optimum level of profits, which means that you can produce your product at reasonable low cost and still maintain high level of quality product. This figure shows typical unit cost curve or minimum efficient scale that I already explained in a previous slide. So this slide will show you in a detail how unit cost and a volume of productions related in a graph. Okay. The number of a minimum efficient scale at the number of volume and the cost for minimum efficient scale. If you produce less than a point, okay, volume points that you can see dot lines, you use more cost. If you produce more than minimum efficient scale, costs are constant. After this dot line, you see the straight line here. It means that no additional costs involved with additional volume of productions. It means that increased number of volume of the production, you can save your cost of production, but you cannot produce less than minimum efficient scale because of less number of volume. Your production volume may impose high cost of productions. Where to produce? Still about technological factors. Technological factors help you to flexible manufacturing and mass customizations. It will help you by using technology. It helps you to reduce setup time for complex equipment and enable you to increase utilization of individual machines through better scheduling. It means that you use individual machine relationship in your productions. And then it helps you to improve quality control at all stages of manufacturing process. And also enable company to customize product to fulfill demand of small customer groups. For example, normally you produce t-shirts for normal size as M, and L. However, with using advanced technology, you can reach additional group in the market for extra size shirt. So this give you advantage and enlarge your customer in the market itself. And then it help flexible machine sell. Customize is a create something that suit with a small group demand. Okay, we have done about technological factor in deciding where to produce. Now we move to another factors, that is production factors. Where to produce? Product feature is the things to consider under production factors. You are considered about value to weight ratio, influence transportation costs. Okay, that is about the size of your product, weight and design of the product could affect on the transportation costs. How you want to reduce the size and weight, however, have to be under you can make sure that your size, weight, and design must be accommodate universal needs. And second is locating production facilities. You can select either you want to have centralized locations or decentralized location of your productions. Centralized means sustainable productions. It allows for easy sharing of central resource that can be efficiently moved in one multiple productions and locations. Thereby features you can ensure that you can save the quality of the product. While decentralized refer to the manufacturing involved in organizations with multiple facility or location with ultimate goal to provide service for large area. Regardless on how big or small your organizations, selecting the best organization structure will help you to success in your business. We continue to talk about where to produce. This slide still talk about production factors. Okay, importance of global learning, value, knowledge does not just reside firms' domestic operations. However, you have to plan for strategic role for production facilities. You may consider offshore factories, source factory, or combination of the several factory, contributor factory, or outpost factory. You can select one of these combination factory or some of these factory. So I will explain the meaning of each of the factories available in the production factors. Source factory I refer to develop product a part of the product of the company's global market. Several factory can be defined as a production site that supplies specific national or region market. Contributor factory serve as a local market and assume responsibility for product customizations, process improvements, product modifications, and product developments. Outpost factory established primarily to gain access to collect information, to get the knowledge and skill that company needs to provide goods as required by customer and to gain our competitor in the market. Offshore factory established to produce specific items at low cost. Management technical apply at the basic minimum required for the productions. Where to produce? Production factors continue. The hidden cost of foreign locations. First is higher employer turnover. Higher employer turnover rates, meaning that many in and many out at the same times. So you have to impose additional costs for hire new employee in your operation costs. They also involve with shoddy workmanship, which means the poor work quality and also poor product quality or low product quality, low productivity. In some country they are actually have a very low production, low labor cost. However, their local culture will cause you low productivity. In some country like Arabia, they are they have different working patterns compared to Korea, Japan's country. They have different working culture. So this all of the factor that you have to consider when you want to produce your product at foreign locations. Make or buy decisions. In a production, you have to make decisions whether you want to produce or make it in your factory internally, or you want to buy your product based on several reasons. If you decide you want to make it internally in your organization, you have to consider strategic level for long terms, while operation and strategic level and operational level. Operational level is concerned on long short term. So you have to make sure that you don't have any issues on a production success. You don't have problem in terms of specialized knowledge. You are strategic fit, have ability in terms of production capabilities and inventory. And inventory here is referred to raw materials used to produce goods, and goods are available for sale. Make or buy decisions. Okay, make or buy decisions are complex, time consuming, and affects many parts of the organizations. It's referred to the problem encountered by organizations when deciding whether a product or service should be purchased from outsider or manufactured internally. Majority make decisions of the basis of the price or cost, and this is only one criteria, which is to evaluate these strategic decisions. Still have many non-cost factors, and others cost factors have to be considered, such as: did you have appropriate standard for quality control? You have suitable technology for these productions? Is that you have a limited number of suppliers provide that goods? You have extra capability to produce goods? You have a control on these productions? Assurance of continuous supplier, industrial diversity, and finally you have result of analysis favoring that made product internally. So it means that you have production capability to make your product internally. Make or buy decisions. This figure operationally favoring a buy decisions. Okay, purchasing or buy decisions influenced by existing multi-resource policy, lack of expertise, supplier competencies, brand preference, non-essential items, and last, you can come out with your production's capabilities. It's favor that you have to buy that product from the outsider. Production development and research and developments. New product success highly depend on international marketing strategy, successfulness of research and development, effective marketing, and technology innovations. Technology innovations, including right pace of change, accelerating, shorter product life cycle, for example, fashion apparel or handphone, and then creative disruptions, for example, photography, film, are greatly replaced by smartphone, and traditional watches increasingly becoming replaced by smartphone. Production development and research and development. First thing to consider here is the location of research and development. After that, rate of new product developments is greatest in a country where rate of new product is the greatest in a country where government and non-government spend more money on research and development. Higher demand on new products. Customers have higher purchasing power. Customers are wealth. They have more intention to buy a new product. And high competitive environments. So if you have all these criteria, it's good for you to have a product development and research and development. After a few decades, a market dominated by US. Now US no longer lead the market. We have another economic power in the world market, such as China, Korea, Japan, and many more. Production development and research and development. We continue about integrating research, development, marketing, and productions. New product development has high failure rate if development of technology for which demand is limited. Next, failure to adequately commercialize promising technology, and you don't have ability to manufacture new product at cost effective. Continue on product development and research and development. Integrating research and development, production, and marketing can help a company to ensure that product development projects are driven by customer needs. New products are designed for ease of the manufacturers. Development costs are kept in check. Time to market is minimized. Product development and research and developments for cross-functional teams. Objective of this is to take a product development project from initial concept development to market introductions. It consists of heavyweight project manager, at least one member from each key function, physically in one location if possible, have a clear plan and goals, have a strong process of communications and conflict resolutions. Product development and research and developments continue with building global area of research development capabilities. Commercializations may require different versions of a new product to be produced in a various countries. You may need a global network of research and development centers for this purpose. That's all for me on issues in a productions in international business. See you again in chapter 6. Have a nice day. Thank you, class.